Okay, everybody, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here with a weather update for what day we got here? Tuesday, the 22nd of April. I want to talk a little bit about the drought that we're experiencing here. Just a quick one this evening, but it's a hot and it's a dry forecast for at least the next week or so. By the time we get to Monday evening, we might get a stray shower. Not going to be a lot. I'm thinking the first week of May before we see any kind of real good rain around the area, and even then it's probably going to be spotty. So let's just spend a couple minutes here and talk about that. Here's the 7-day forecast, and you get an idea of what I'm talking about. I mean, near 90 each day, all the way through the weekend into the first half of the next week. The average this time of the year is now right around 84, almost 85 degrees by the end of this 7 days. So number one, we're running much warmer than what we should be. Number two, we're going to continue this trend, okay? So you didn't see any rain in there either. Look at this. This is an automated forecast map where, in particular, this case uses the Euro. And it shows our map of our area. And if it was going to rain, you'd see green on there. And it doesn't have anything all the way through the upcoming weekend. So dry. Now, this is the drought index. Now, the drought index is updated once a week. It's Thursday mornings. We'll get another one of these. And you can see much of the peninsula in some sort of drought, especially South Florida. They're even a little bit drier than anybody else. Now, our neck of the woods, exactly what you see there is what we had last week. It's just gotten just a little bit bigger. Everything got a little bit worse last week, and this week it's going to continue. In fact, I expect it to be a little bit different looking because it's been hot, it's been dry all week, and it was that way the week before, really. So drought is getting worse. The worst part is up in Hernando and Citrus County, maybe northern Pasco as well. You don't need me to tell you, it's getting crunchy out there. It looks like we're going to keep this basically through at least the first week of May. So here is the temperature forecast for the next 10 days. And yeah, the average high is about 84, 85 degrees. And you see we really don't cool things off until, what, a week and a half, maybe a little over a week. So it's going to be some time. So that means we'll stay above average all the way through this period. We just won't see much in the way of rain. Now, look, it is a little bit on the sticky side at times. Dew points are in the lower, even some mid-60s at times. But that's the amount of moisture in the atmosphere down here on the ground. So you may think, look, it's hot, it's humid. Why aren't we getting those afternoon showers and storms? Well, the reason why is because, yeah, we've got some moisture down here where we're walking around. But up above us, we don't have that. We don't have moisture yet, at least not enough, so that if storms, clouds will bubble up a little bit, but they won't get very tall. If you saw that today, it's probably what you saw out there, right? Some of the lower clouds that bubbled up, they didn't get very tall because they ran into dry air. And that prevents rain for us, okay? Still a lot of dry air around in the mix. Now look at this picture here. This is the water vapor loop. So the browns that you see here, the oranges, that's all dry air. This green that you see here up in the Carolinas, that's enough moisture to make afternoon showers and storms. Well, that's actually a stalled frontal boundary that's moving up and down here. So they've got the moisture here. But what happens is you've got dry air to our west. Dry air comes in out of the Atlantic to the east, and it gets wrapped back around over top of us. Some moisture here, but not enough to give us any rain. Plus a big area of high pressure kind of sitting out here as well, which basically blocks any storm system from coming our way. We're not going to get a cold front coming through here as a result of that. Now, this is a little bit technical, but this is a measure of that amount of moisture from the ground all the way up. Remember I was telling you we have moisture down here, but we don't have a lot up there. Well, we know that typically in the summertime in central and southern Florida, if you take all the moisture from the ground all the way up and you were to squeeze it out like a sponge into a cup, you'd get about, well, rainy season, when we have enough moisture around to make showers and thunderstorms each afternoon, the summertime, you'd have about 1.75 inches of rain or higher. That can go 1.75 to 2.25, okay? Look where we are here. We are nowhere near that. You see, this is Saturday, Sunday. Now look at Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, it's a little bit more moisture in the atmosphere. Still not enough that we would get widespread showers and storms like we would in the summertime. But there's at least a little bit there, right? And we do have about a 10% chance for a shower late Monday into Monday evening. But then it dries out back behind that. So what this graphic is showing you is that we are nowhere near seeing afternoon showers and thunderstorms coming back like we would with the rainy season. But the rainy season doesn't really get started until late May, early June anyways. This is the forecast through Sunday, and you can see I've got the number on there as well, too, and that you can see a little bit of moisture, especially to our north. But you see how some dry air keeps rotating through. That dark green you see over the Caribbean, that's what we need here. Well, you see over Cuba especially, but even further south of that, that's what we get here in the summertime when the rainy season starts. And it's just not here yet. And look at this. This is the actual precipitation, the rainfall forecast. Look at that big hole over top of Florida right now. I mean, that's crazy going out through Tuesday. And you can see by Tuesday evening, we do look like we may get some afternoon showers and storms. Again, that was Monday night really into Tuesday. But there's just not a big chance for this. So I'm not too optimistic about that, to be honest with you. But here, look at this. This is April 30th through May 6th, the first week of May. And looking like we could see a little bit of rain there. Certainly looks like a better chance than what we've seen so far and what we'll see through this upcoming weekend. So that's good. But temperature-wise, we're staying hot, right? We're staying hot. We're staying that way all the way through. So really need to be careful. We might cool a couple of degrees, but we're not in any place right now where we're going to get a bunch of afternoon showers and storms. Typically, the National Weather Service has given it a date. The rainy season for the Tampa area is May 25th through October 10th. Obviously, Mother Nature doesn't go by a calendar, but that's kind of average dates when we start to get enough moisture in the atmosphere, higher dew points, higher moisture above us, and we have the heat already. But that's when we start getting afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Okay, so we'll see if that happens right now. I've seen it where you go 2 weeks into June before you even see the rainy season start, but I've seen it start in late May. It's probably going to be closer to June 1st before we see that. All right, guys, that's it. That is your weather briefing for today. I hope you have a great one out there. At least it's quiet weather, right? It's quiet, it's dry. Please be careful. Burn bans. We've got burn bans for most of the state. In fact, I've got let me show you that. Not most of the state. I shouldn't say that. I'll take that back. But we've got burn bans. Pinellas, Hillsborough, which we always have a burn ban for them. Manatee County was added to that list today. Duval always has it. So Pinellas, Hillsborough, Duval always have burn bans. Meaning you can't burn leaves and stuff in your backyard. You can't burn trash in your backyard, anything like that, because fires could get out of control. But all these other counties that you see here, including Polk, Hardy, Highlands, not DeSoto. They're not in it yet. But Manatee got added today, and Sarasota's been in it for a while as well. And that goes all the way down to Fort Myers, and even all the way down to Marco Island, too. So those are the areas where we have burn bans. Again, this means any fire that gets started could get way out of control very quickly, so they do not want you burning in the backyard, or even if you own like pasture land, they don't want you doing anything like that. Look, here's the deal. Fires and droughts in Florida is normal, right? It always gets warm this time of year, and we typically don't see the rainy season until around the first week of June. So April and May are our driest months. They're our warmest months, well, without rain, and they're our most dangerous months for fire, and it's what we call our wildfire season, right? That's just how it is. It's the way it's always been. Think about the turtles. You know, we've got turtles around here that need the fires because they can't crawl from A to B to go mate because they're stuck with all the brush that's down there. Fire comes through, burns a lot of that up, it opens it up. There are pine cones in the pine trees, some of them that need the heat to open up so that they'll drop seeds and germinate. I mean, it's part of our ecosystem here in Florida. Some years are worse than others. This year it's going to be a little bit warmer, a little bit drier than what we had last year for sure. So hopefully we'll get through it. Cross our fingers. We'll get some showers and storms as we get towards the rainy season getting closer. But remember, too, those thunderstorms have lightning. Lightning starts lots of fires. So I think things are going to get a little bit worse before they get better. Hopefully we'll be good. We will keep you updated right here, of course. Take care, guys.